The first thing that I want to do before I completely decimate this indictment, because there is a fundamental legal error in this indictment that should completely release Trump from any of this legal, well, persecution that he's facing. But before we even get to that, I want you to listen very closely to the words from the special counsel, Jack Smith, when he was announcing that this indictment had been unsealed. So take a listen.
Good afternoon. Today, an indictment was unsealed, charging Donald J. Trump with felony violations of our national security laws, as well as participating in a conspiracy to obstruct justice. This indictment was voted by a grand jury of citizens in the Southern District of Florida, and I invite everyone to read it in full to understand the scope and the gravity of the crimes charged. The men and women of the United States intelligence community and our armed forces dedicate their lives to protecting our nation and its people. Our laws that protect national defense information are critical for the safety and security of the United States, and they must be enforced. Violations of those laws put our country at risk. Adherence to the rule of law is a bedrock principle of the Department of Justice, and our nation's commitment to the rule of law sets an example for the world. We have one set of laws in this country, and they apply to everyone. Applying those laws, collecting facts, that's what determines the outcome of an investigation. Nothing more and nothing less. The prosecutors in my office are among the most talented and experienced in the Department of Justice. They have investigated this case hewing to the highest ethical standards, and they will continue to do so as this case proceeds. It's very important for me to note that the defendants in this case must be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. To that end, my office will seek a speedy trial in this matter, consistent with the public interest and the rights of the accused. We very much look forward to presenting our case to a jury of citizens in the Southern District of Florida.
Okay, do you guys remember the invisible gorilla test? That video where it's supposed to demonstrate what's called selective attention, but in this video, a viewer, such as you or I, is told, watch this video and watch a group of children bouncing a red ball back and forth. And you're supposed to keep your eye on the red ball to make sure that you keep track of who it's bounced to, who catches it, and then who they throw the red ball to. You're only supposed to keep your eye on this red ball at all times. Meanwhile, supposedly unbeknownst to us, the viewer, a gorilla, or probably a man in a gorilla suit, walks behind the children throwing the ball. Now, the purpose of this video is a large percentage of people watching the video, because they aren't told that they're to watch out for a gorilla, they don't notice a literal gorilla walking through this scene. They are so focused on what they were told to pay attention to. They were told to pay attention to the red ball that they don't even notice the gorilla. That is exactly what Jack Smith is trying to do with the way that he framed this announcement. What did he tell us? His call to action to us, what he was directing us to do, was just to read the indictment in full. That's what he wants us to look at. That is the red ball. Look at the indictment in full, as if that paints the whole picture. He called it the full scope. I would call it his context, his contained context. He only wants us to look at the words that are in the indictment that he wrote. He's the one accusing Trump of being guilty, but he only wants us to look at what he wrote in this indictment, and he wants us to ignore the 300-pound gorilla that's walking by us.